Good day. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Arcade Gameplay, wherein I am looking for my gamepad. I sat down to record a video and was thinking what to do, and I found what I actually wanted to do was to play Gorf, because I have played it just recently for from the Atari 2600 version on my channel, which is where you're viewing me right now, as if you didn't know that. And so you can check out that video. It's from a few days ago at this point, but if not, you can just search my channel for Gorf and it'll pop right up, I promise. Now then, this was an amazing arcade game, in my opinion. I still remember, I actually remember when I first saw this game, or first played it for sure. I'm not sure about the first saw it part, but anyway, it is from, what year is this from? What year is this even from? (1981). And I just whacked into my desk, and my monitors are vibrating, which means my camera was vibrating. Anyway, let's play Gorf. It had this feature wherein on the side, I think, no, on this side, it's reversed for me. I guess I could mirror that, but I never have bothered. On this side, anyway, on the side of the cabinet, beside the monitor, I think it was. I'm sure it was beside the monitor. It had this little display panel, like you can see here now. They've mocked it up in MAME here, and that's what it looked like, obviously. Whereas it lit up. You had ranks, and the number of stars above and below the things, and there was a light bulb behind each one that would light when you got to a certain rank. So you start off as a space cadet, and etc. So let's go ahead and play. Now you could move up and down at least a little bit. This is the Space Invaders level. Different from Space Invaders in that you have a sort of a dome-shaped shield. And when you fire, the shield disappears. But it protects you a certain amount from the invaders' shots. This is called Astro Battles for some reason. As you can see, the little simulated light for Space Cadet is lit. This is called Laser Attack, and to my knowledge, this is not based on an actual game, but that could be. That was kind of shit on my part. I could be wrong about that. Could easily be wrong about that. Certainly didn't play every game ever made. This is the Galaxians level, and it is named Galaxians. They must have licensed this from... is it Namco that did Galaxians? I think so. Anyway, it's very, very much Galaxians, except you can move your ship up quite a long ways up the screen. And the firing pattern of the enemies is different, although the movement patterns of the enemies are pretty similar to the actual Galaxians game, which was a great game. I'm not sure if I've ever covered that arcade game on this channel. I might have. I'll have to check that. That was a great game. That, I think, was the first video game, arcade game, that I remember seeing in color. Was Galaxian. I think it was actually called Galaxian, not Galaxians, although I could also be wrong about that. Obviously this one's named Space Warp. Again, not aware of a direct basis on another game. I always thought it was pretty cool how it kind of spiraled out from the center. Whoa! And the idea of this one is to shoot... get a shot into the reactor of this ship, which is that orange staticky area in the middle. You can shoot pieces off the ship. You can then shoot those pieces for bonus points. Got him. The flagship. Nice explosion sequence, actually. The resolution of the display was pretty darn high res, actually. Oh, that seems to me I used to be able to get that Gorf, giant Gorf, at the beginning. You may or may not have noticed, but Gorf is frog backwards, which, once it occurred to me as a kid, it seemed to me to be fairly clever. It's not that clever, but it's a bit clever. Especially given that Frogger was a thing back then. I think if you smash into those score numbers with your ship, you die. Seems to me. Oh, poor plan in there. Hey, I'm a space captain. Look at me go. Laser attack. The Galaxians in that was pretty dumb. Did not enter the screen like that. It was kind of a neat addition that this game made. Oh, well that was piss poor. And the speech. I've been ignoring that. Hopefully you can hear that. I think you can. Hopefully the game sounds aren't like completely blasting out of the water here. Maybe they are. Oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna adjust my game screen so I can see what the volume is. Oh jeez. You probably couldn't hear a damn thing I was saying through all of that. Good lord. Well, there goes my professionalism. As if that's a thing. Okay, I may have to adjust on the fly here, but maybe now you can hear me talk. Actually, me not being able to talk might have been... Oh, I just pushed a two-player game. Or did I? Oh, I started a one-player game with 5 ships. That was another thing that was kind of unique about it. You could put in more coins for some variations. 2-player or a one-player game with more ships. And I'm sure, in fact, there are different score tables for each number of starting ship variations. Alrighty, well, I'm not going to try to repeat myself. I don't think. Hopefully you could make out some of my words over the shockingly loud game sounds. Alrighty, let's go Galaxians. I will take a look and make sure and determine whether or not I have ever played Galaxian for the channel. I feel like I have, but I'm not positive that that's true. I've got pretty well north of 1,000 videos now. Just a little mind-boggling to say, but then I guess I do put them out with distressing regularity. I'm thinking about that a little bit. I might slow that down. It gets to be a bit much sometimes. When I'm playing lots of games, it's no problem because I like to play, and you know, playing for 20 minutes and making a video about it is no problem. I don't often edit them unless I've done something really egregiously bad, or you know, if I need to splice things together because, say, recording stopped working halfway through, which happens sometimes. Sometimes I know why, sometimes I don't. So this was my technique back in the day, was to sort of, die as soon as possible. No, to blast away a fair bit of the shield, and then take some shots from a little further back. That was pretty close. Oh, you bastard! Gotcha. I don't know that I ever was more than like a space colonel. I might have had a stellar game one time where I got to be a space general, maybe. Honestly, don't remember. Oh, come on. Not getting those sweet, sweet shoot the Gorf bonus points. So what put me onto this was me playing, which I think you could probably hear because I hadn't started the game, was me playing the 2600 version of this game, which for the 2600 was not bad. I feel like there was actually room for improvement in it, but it wasn't terrible. Ah, come on. I kind of pinned myself against the side of the screen there, which wasn't ideal. Alright, you somewhat triangular looking bastards. Oh, I did get one of the yellow ones. Oh yeah, they're yellow, the bottom rank. They were green in the original Galaxian. I guess we must be running up against some color limitations on this hardware set. Anyway, still pretty damn good. Quite high resolution. Oh, and that's a thing. They come out in different ellipsoid oh, for God's sake. Different ellipsoid patterns. Remember to stay back a bit. And so apparently I've got a pretty high chance of not even making it past Space Captain here, even though I had, what, 5? However many guys I had. Ships I had. Ah, for Christ's sake. 6 ships. I wonder if that's settable by dip switches. Probably. Let's have a quick look at that. 1 coin, 1 credit, lives per credit. Oh. Oh, I see how it works. Okay, 2 or 3. Alright, well 2 would be a little cruel. Alright, I'll just leave it at 3. I wouldn't normally play more than 1 credit, actually. There's a minor narrative there, not much one. I think I did better with 3 ships than I did with 6. Alright, another game or two, and then there we go, there I got the Gorf. Even though he was destroyed, he still continues to spit out the invaders. Spew out the invaders all over the screen. Come on. The other thing about the firing in this game was that you can fire repeatedly and your... Oh, for God's sake. Your shots, instead of not being able to fire, which was typical for shooters of the time, until your shot was off the screen, oh, for crying out loud. Maybe I'm just talking too much. It's entirely possible. Your shot you get a new shot that starts, from near the tip of your ship, which is quite for fuck's sake. Sorry for the sweariness, but I am a little exasperated with myself. Anyway, that was different. That wasn't normal. Typically, you had to wait for your shot to traverse the screen before you could shoot again, or in some games you could have, a couple of shots, like Galaga, which came later. You could have 2 shots on the screen at once. Galaga being the sequel to Galaxian. Pew. Pew. Oh, that was brutal. I could have just been firing like this, and then he wouldn't have gotten through. Oh, I chose to fly myself into that bullet, because that's how I roll. I'm not having any trouble seeing the bullets. I could use that as an excuse, but it's not true. Oh, for God's sake. This is brutal. Just brutal. I'm not even listening to the speech. So I started to talk about the speech. That was another quite impressive thing about the cabinet. Hero bots. I forgot about that. Attack, attack. I have no idea how the speech was produced. Obviously it's very robotic sounding, or alien sounding maybe. Anyway, it was quite a neat thing at the time. There weren't tons of games with speech, but there were some. Berserk is a notable example. Space Fury. What else? What else had speech back in those early days? There were a fair number. Well, not tons, but it was more than like one or two. But anyway, I had more examples at one point in the last 2 minutes queued up in my brain, but they're gone now, so maybe they'll come back to me. Alright, for once I didn't steer myself into a bullet. The shots on this level from the ships that are spiraling outwards there can come from pretty crazy angles sometimes, which, like when the enemies get further out, which can make the shots hard to evade. It's best if you can nail them when they're in the center, but obviously it's not entirely down to skill. I mean, obviously there's skill to it, but there's also a certain element of luck. Okay, let's see if I can use the old get rid of a lot of the shield method and then back up a bit, clench up my butt when I think I'm about to die. That's the old, that's a time-honored technique as well. Sphincter clenching. Come on. I think he just starts going back up again in a minute, but yeah. Okay, alright, I just need to get a shot through the middle there. Good lord. Robert, what the hell is the matter with you? Come on. The old fire rate from him is escalating, that's for sure. Oh my god. Come on. Brutal. There we go. Finally. Jeez, that was a clincher, that was. You have been promoted to Space Captain. Prepare yourself for annihilation, Space Captain. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging my promotion, since no one else is exactly hastening to do that. Got that top guy for a change. That was actually a deliberate shot, believe it or not. I'm not going to claim I didn't get a little bit lucky, but I was aiming for him. Are they, though? Oh, I guess they are. My end draws near. is down to you, and it is down to me, Mr. Laser Beam. Gotcha. You can use that rapid fire thing to your advantage sometimes. For sure. But you have to remember about it. It only really works where you can get up close and personal with the baddies. See, like, this guy's whipping out of the center like that. They might fire a highly irregular shot at you before they leave the screen. I think that's the first one I hit. Oh, thanks. Thanks for smashing into me there, bro. Appreciate it. Oh, for God's sake. I do like this game, but clearly I am not stellar at it. I don't know if you get any points for hitting the enemy bullets, but I think I hit about 4 in a row there. Nope, missed that guy. Oh. I feel like I was clear of the laser to be honest, but it's the way the old cookie crumbles. Gorfians take no prisoners. Well, there you go. Who knew I was fighting such ruthless alien bastards? Oh, I thought I did myself in there. Like that. Some galactic defender you are, Space Cadet. Mockery. Mockery from video games. Ooh. Well, that guy got nice and plump before he departed. Oh, I got him at the same time as he got me, apparently. That's interesting. Oh, is that the game? Well, how bizarre was that? Huh, interesting. Alright, well I think that's going to do it for this one. Good look at Gorf, not at the later, difficulty levels, but the game fundamentally didn't change, just things got a little faster and a little more hectic, or a lot more fast. Presumably, once you're a space adventure, a lot faster and a lot more hectic. I don't know. I can only assume. But that's going to do it. So thanks so much for watching. You take good care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.